is Cadillac Kimberly.
I'm Sir Daniel.
And I'm Drama Dupree.
Of BetterDaysRadio.com.
And you're watching 3LWTV.
3LWTV.
Saints, welcome to the Church of Better Days Radio. I am your pastor, Sir Daniel.
Oh, I'm supposed to be first
Lady. Drama Dupree.
Too much.
Too much. What's going on?
Can I have a church hat on?
Absolutely. You better have a church hat on. Most definitely.
And a real chicken.
You got it.
That lays eggs.
Everything.
Yes, I love it.
Everything has been about Bishop Eddie Long, or as some of the kids are calling him, Bishop Eddie Longstroke. We have some great guests today. I mean, they are off the chain, and this is going to be a very interesting conversation. And first guest is a journalist and a seminary student at the Candler School of Theology at Emory University. None other than, he's also a friend of mine, none other than Mashawn D. Simon. Mashawn, how you doing?
I'm well.
In the house also, he may or may not talk on a microphone. We'll see, but I'm pretty certain that the conversation will get juicy enough. He'll talk.
He's in bed naked with me and on camera.
Okay. He crawled out of bed for us today. We're talking about none other than Lonnell Williams of 3LWTV. How you doing, Lonnell?
I'm wonderful, and thank you for the invitation.
Cadillac Kim in the building. Welcome.
Kimberly,
excuse me.
Praise Lord. It's more marketable when it's Kimberly.
Got you. Welcome. Excuse me, y'all. Welcome, comedian and personality, Cadillac
And don't
Kimberly.
forget prostitute redeemed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Come on,
You're going to tell all of it.
Absolutely.
Or else you ain't told.
Absolutely. Now, why do you believe these young men chose now to come forward?
I believe they came forward because Bishop told them no. And in the past, I don't believe he's told them no. And he hasn't made himself accessible to them as he once was when he was in a quote-unquote, if he was in an active relationship with them. And I don't think they knew how to take that.
According to the documentation that I read on CNN, it was stated by the primary person that he thought he was the only one, and when he found out otherwise, he became upset. I don't believe that when he broke in that office, it was because he was mad that he found out he wasn't the only person, which is what is stated in the documents. I believe he was trying to gather evidence.
I'm feeling it in a number of different ways about this, to be honest. Why did they come forward? I remember what it was like because I've dealt with issues when I was a teen. And it takes a certain level of courage to finally come out and speak towards something that is shameful and painful, and to some extent humiliating. So when I think about what made them decide to speak now, I have no earthly idea, but something had to have happened to them that made them say, I'm tired of dealing with this by myself. And someone needs to be held accountable for how I feel, if this is true.
Bishop Eddie Long took over New Birth back in 1987 when it only had 300 members. So the man had to have been doing something right because he multiplied his flock, as it were.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You don't have to flourish because you're righteous.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy also will let you expand to keep you in your sin. Why else would you stay there unless you're being rewarded? Why you gonna be a pimp? You ain't got but one hoe.
Come on.
You get 7, 8, 9 hoes, you remain a pimp. If you only got one hoe, you'll stop. It ain't working for you.
All right.
The bigger question is, why the hell is this in all of our collective consciousness? What did we do as a community of people to draw this bullshit into our existence? And why, and how do we move forward and educate ourselves and grow from it?
Do you guys think that because the victims are suing for punitive damages, does that take away from their validity, from their credibility as victims?
Not at all, especially in the time that we're living in, especially with the lack of revenue that's within our system. I mean, if you can get money on top of everything else, then why not get it? Especially when there's a lack of it and he has it and he's using it improperly, which I believe. I mean, look at the wig he bought. He could at least bought a wig, cost some, and then he had the extra activator on this morning. What's up with that?
Can we talk about that
Right,
horrible lace front he had on this morning?
It was extra greasy.
whack.
That was the worst
it
shit.
was
Can we protest that?
Where did you even find activator in 2010?
But he found I'm gonna tell you where he found it, over in New Zealand where he was sucking dick. And that was the most intimate he and his wife ever been in their life, okay?
Did you all see the way he? First of all, let's just replay.
I'm sorry, Abe.
No, we good, Sir Daniel. Let's just replay
so
the whole new birth debacle that happened this morning. First of all, he came out, he addressed his audience, which he was going to do, and I will give him credit. That sucker is a performer.
Oh, he's a pimp.
He is a performer.
He's a pimp, baby.
And he is an orator out of this world.
And he's arrogant and he's a narcissist.
And
and that was my problem with that entire thing because
We agree, Michelle. Oh my God, get it on film. Get it on film. We never agree. We may sleep together. Oh my God, anything is possible.
Not to interrupt. No.
I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all.
You're too excited there. Come
Okay,
on.
you know I love you so much. You know I love you so much.
I just find it to be so extremely irresponsible and so extremely unproductive how defensive he was. He was very defensive. He looked like a child who was mad and lashing out, and it was full of arrogance.
Very arrogant. Very arrogant.
And it
No humility.
as someone who is in seminary and learning about the history of the Bible and how things came together, it was a perfect example of how someone used the Bible to make their stance on a situation that was an inappropriate stance. Now, regardless if he did it or not, you took the Bible to support you and to downcredit somebody else. And that, I believe, is one of the major problems that we have with the black church today.
When a scandal like this breaks in the black community, as a black woman, how are black women impacted by this whole thing?
It depends on the woman. When you know the word and you're anchored like I am, it doesn't really affect you. Very little will shock you because my faith is not in man.
Is Bishop Eddie Long gay, or is he just a predator?
I would say gay. Let's notice, as my assistant Sonia, who is present here, she brought to my attention, no woman has come forward with any allegations. You don't find that interesting?
I think he's a gay predator. He's a whole lot of both. But that doesn't mean I'm in any place to judge him and that he doesn't, deserve unconditional love, blah, blah, blah.
How do you feel about Bishop Eddie Long's stance against the gay community in light that he is himself accused and alleged to be gay himself?
To me, it's hypocrisy at its finest. He been gay. He ain't been caught. That's all that is.
Exactly.
And as far as I'm concerned, and I know it's trial and all that, but let me tell you something. A lot of people in prison right now with no evidence, circumstantial got them there. He wants their sex.
And that's the name of the song that we're about to play. I want your sex.
And honey, I want some. So whoever looking at this like me, holla. Heterosexual.
Better Days Radio. Better Days Radio.
Feel free.
I love you.
Alright, everybody get 3, 2,
When I tell you the off-air conversation is what y'all need to hear,
Something else. I hope you
Praise
record
the
all
Lord.
of that.
I mean, it is cut
I just
off
love your voice. You're so
the chain.
fabulous, honey.
Thank you so much.
And yellow is my favorite color, honey. Honey, my favorite Cadillac of all my Cadillacs is canary yellow.
Yes,
Even though you
I know.
mustard, but I like mustard too.
Okay.
I like you though. You're so fabulous. But my thing is, if you're gonna do it, own it. And you saturated in yours, baby.
Really?
Yes, God.
Should he step down though? Anybody?
Not until he's been proven guilty.
Okay,
Right, and I'm not a member, so it wouldn't really matter to me one way or the other.
gotcha.
And I don't think he has to step down, but I think his congregation needs to step up.
He didn't say anything this morning. I wanted to hear I didn't do it.
Right,
And
no.
that we never heard I would not do
Yeah,
it.
that's what I want
This
to
is
do.
another situation with Bill Clinton and the dress.
What I'm waiting for is somebody to come forward with an old pair of Under Armour spandex shorts or shirt with a semen stain on it.
No,
That's
I
what
want
I'm
their
waiting for.
clothes. I want it to be their clothes with his semen on their clothes.
I want there to be
Baby.
I want there to be a mole on his left testicle.
No, I don't think he should step down. And I will say it because of this. If he steps down, true or not, those members are it's going to become a war. And I think it is my hope that the best thing he would do is try his best to control these very passionate members. What he did not do today that I wish he would have done is say, you know, we need to do better by how we're handling this. We need to do better by what we are as a church are saying.
Right.
Because these members are vilifying these young men in very abrasive and abusive manners. And so I don't think he needs to step down, because I think as that leader, he needs to be there to not control, but keep those people thinking and acting and responding in the right kind of manner.
He needs to lead a new charge
Right.
and telling people, okay, that old ministry that we were under where I was saying, you know, gay people are this, gay people are evil, so on and so forth, let's squash that, because I was trying to protect me. Because if he's a real man, he will do that at some point.
Well, he's proven this morning he wasn't a real man. Twice.
He had the opportunity. You're absolutely right. He had the opportunity to do that in front of the world, because the world was waiting.
And
Right.
he's waited a whole week before he spoke, and silence speaks volumes.
If you were on Eddie Long's payroll, would you have said anything or made a fuss?
If I was one of the spiritual sons,
yes.
I was trying to know what's in there, because I knew what I was entering into. I'm not a fool. I've dealt with men in the church before, and had, you know, relationships with men. Like, you know, Kimberly's not the only, you know, church on the, okay.
Yes.
No, so I would not have said anything at all, because I knew what I was getting myself into from the jump.
The person I am now, no. If the person I was when I was a teenager, yeah, just to be, yeah.
What do you think of a gay man or woman that would still sit in a church that preaches hate against them?
I think to some extent, when people are tired, people are tired, and if it's not affecting them, or if it's not causing them to feel or be in a space where they're just like, okay, this is making no sense to me, then they leave. But I know some who are there, and while they don't agree with him, they still respect him. And aside from the homophobic message, they still get a good message from him on Sundays. And so they have chosen to accept their pastor for who he is and what he teaches, and still get what they can get out of the experience.
And a lot of times when you go to church, it's not necessarily about getting the message, it's about being obedient and going to the temple.
True.
If you are in that situation, you are attending a church like that, this is an opportunity. In the midst of this huge scandal, this is really an opportunity to have, for black churches, I hate when we say the black churches if it's just one, but many black churches that preach homophobia or any kind of hatred towards anyone, it's an opportunity really for us to step up to the plate and really start having some honest dialogue about the real core issues that are going on in our community.
Don't put your faith and trust in flesh. That's all. That's my only concern. Even if, and I can deal with Eddie Long. If he come forward and say I was wrong, I sinned, I did this, I will see that man and have the utmost respect. You know what I'm saying? We all fall down. You know what I'm saying? Sin is sin. Okay? But to try to make a mockery out of everybody else, try to make it like we stupid. You know what I'm saying? I got a problem with that. People just worship that man. You can't put your faith in no flesh. I got a problem with people who ain't even giving it just one iota of consideration that it could be true. They was like, they ain't even process it. As soon as they heard, not my bishop, you know what I'm saying? Bitch, yeah, your bishop.
We really do need to learn to respect one another. And as a gay man, I don't really care, or I'm not really trying to convert anybody or justify my homosexuality to you. All I'm asking is that you respect me as an individual as you are asking me to respect you. Right. And in the midst of this situation, you're asking for unconditional love and prayer. I don't have to necessarily understand or agree to pray for you and to love you. And that's what we need to, I believe, to take away from all of this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The only thing I would probably add is that we just spend more time praying.
Amen. And also to pray for the spirit of discernment.
To echo what Lionel was saying, I think as a community, what we need to take away from this is that we all need to stand strong in our beliefs and know who we are. We need to know who we are and love that and accept that. This is Ben Days Radio. I'm Sir Daniel.
I'm Drama Dupree, and this has been very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very.
We'll talk to you next week.
Ooh, Bishop Eddie Long and Black Heart Gay Porn.
And all those beautiful, beautiful videos of you in bed with people.
Yeah, there's plenty more of those coming up.
Like what? What you mean? You do porn?
No.
I was gonna say we need 20 more minutes.
Call it out.
We need 20 more minutes.
I do segment called Pillow Talk where I'm actually in bed interviewing the guys, and they're usually nice to look at.
Oh, y'all so extra with this shit.
It is extra. It'll keep you salivating.
Not me. But you know what? I'm such a hypocrite because I don't believe in that gay shit, but I love some gay porn. I don't know what it is like that. Oh, that black hard gay porn. I do.
WTV.